Hello and welcome to Chronotopia. Lynx here, and it's been a few days in the game, of course. In here, like 24 hours, maybe less, maybe a little more. Basically a day, more or less. But yeah, let's see. A few days of traveling, and the boat finally stopped in the great seaport of Genoa. Welcome to Italy! Italy, you really should do something to not allow, like, illegal people getting into your country. You really should somehow, you know, intervene, even if it's the hard way. I see over here is the same problem. The trader who specialized in rare and precious items was hoping to make a hefty profit out of his new acquisitions. As it happened, he was also the friend of a king, so he wanted to present the best merchandise to him before anyone else. Seriously. Dude looks like he's like 60 at least. Zeus Genesi, whatever you would read it like, as he was called, showed himself the day after his arrival.
I hope I'm not coming here for nothing, merchant. I came back from hunting empty-handed this morning, and I'm in a very bad mood.
I mean, must be rage. I bet with age you get worse at this stuff. I mean, come on, he looks so old.
I hope you're not saying that there are genuine treasures among your trinkets.
I mean, at least age the same as Kionna's father.
Fear not, your majesty. I've traveled extensively in all kingdoms of France.
Oh boy. Good luck being a merchant now and trying to get to France and being safe.
And I only bring you today what is most beautiful. In particular, the ruined lord sold me a few of his finest jewels.
Ooh.
Blah, nothing but worthless stones. It seemed to me that you loved collecting them.
The monarch sighed with a vacant look.
Ah, that is true, but I grew tired of the sight of those gemstones. I've decided to purchase only the most remarkable items I can find. Quality rather than quantity. Well, you're throwing a challenge my way and I fully intend to rise to it. What do you think of this sublime harp? Towering, classically shaped, all made in mahogany. Each black string produces an angelic melody. However, a trip to the luthier will be necessary to restore it to good condition. The previous owner took little care of the instrument. A beautiful object, but I do not practice music very frequently. Very well. I have here a fairy key that is said to open any door. A key. Come now. This is a rather ludicrous item. Why not flower pots made of solid gold and embedded with rubies? Besides, I absolutely do not believe in magic. Are you also going to try to sell me 7-league boots?
7-league boots. The trader began to sweat profusely. He had completely forgotten the sovereign's aversion for unholy things. You have something unholy? Bring it over here. Demonic? Even more so. His oversight could cost him dearly. He had to... Of course I'm not serious. He had to tread carefully.
I would not dare, my lord. You have known me long enough to be aware that I do not enjoy fairy tales, merchant. Show me a relic then we shall speak. Unfortunately, I do not have this kind of item in my hands. I have not forgotten about your request to find a fragment of the Turin shroud. Numerous pieces of fabric have been presented to me, but to this day I have never been able to prove one of them to be the linen that once wrapped the face of Jesus.
I mean, also prove the existence of Jesus. Just saying. I mean, I guess maybe someone like that existed. But can you prove the stuff that is being told in the Bible about him? Anywho.
A great pity. However, I cannot help but notice that it has been quite a long time since I found anything interesting to buy from you. Huh, I'm a little disappointed.
Oh boy. With sweaty hands and a dry throat, the merchant surreptitiously rummaged through his chests in search for that one piece that could make the Lord forget his blunder. Luckily enough, he's not the one who found the one piece. King Genese... Let's go Genese maybe. Because I honestly don't know. Was a powerful man and conducting business with him guaranteed a sizable income. But he was also a particularly difficult customer and he had to be regularly pleased in order to maintain such a profitable relationship. After thinking deeply, the trader suddenly had a bright idea.
I may still have a nice ace up my sleeve. What do you say? I recently acquired a wardrobe like anything you have ever seen before. It is so lavishly adored, so intricately chiseled, that it could only be owned by a connoisseur such as yourself.
Genesis, who cares? Curiosity was piqued. I'm gonna say King's curiosity was piqued.
Really? Show me and I'll be the judge of that.
Without further delay, the merchant showed the king around his halls and presented Kionna's wardrobe to him. Also totally doing it right now, so I don't have to do it later. He examined it from all sides to the merchant's great relief.
He's coming closer to inspect it. This is a good sign. I can sense that he's interested. What do you say, Your Majesty? Is this furniture item to your liking? Very much so. These moldings are exquisite. The best part is that there are still dresses inside, all made from the most refined fabric, and they are in excellent condition to boot. It would suffice to hire a tailor to adjust their size to fit a new owner. You have in your hands the perfect gift for a great lady.
What?
I would not have any use for that. I'm still widowed.
Oh. Would you look at that, dude? He's definitely the age of Kionna's father. I knew. Definitely. The merchant skillfully rectified his mistake.
Oh, certainly, but assume that you intend to remarry soon, do you not? Would a courteous present not be useful to win the heart of your future wife?
Oh no, by the way, here we go again, aren't we? The third one. Look at everything falling apart again. King pretended to be ponder as he was keen to appear hard to satisfy, but in truth he was already captivated. Deep down he had even said that he would not leave the boat without this wardrobe.
What's your price?
I bet if he tried to carry it, his back would break. He was told that the object was very expensive, which did not bother the king in any way as he was living in opulence. Eventful. Actually no, I will not judge the guy yet. We don't know. He thus hurried to spend the large sum of money necessary to acquire it, to the euphoria of the merchant who was delighted to make such a good deal. The wardrobe being quite heavy, it was carried to the castle and the sovereign insisted that it would be placed directly in his bedroom. Where he could admire it? Dude, it's a wardrobe. It's not something to admire. King was satisfied by his purchase and did not fail to touch the wooden decorations. Weird fetish, but okay.
Oh, we've got some wishes. Perhaps will I be able to give you to a lovely maiden soon?
Oh boy. If only he knew how right he was. What do you mean? What do you mean? Who is he going to run into? Because certainly you don't mean Kionna. He's the definition of not lovely. Did I say he? She. She's the definition of not lovely. Indeed, a few hours later, Kionna awakened inside her wardrobe. Ugh. It was not as dark as inside the Golden Bull, therefore she managed to stay calm. She methodically went over her options.
Good, it would seem that I'm still alive. That is a good start. I now need to ascertain where I am. Let us cross fingers that Nakima's plan work and that I will not come face to face with my father.
Oh, that would be so cool if that happened. The young woman anxiously made the secret partition slide and half opened the furniture doors in order to better distinguish her surroundings. You know what? I think this bedroom was previously as well for the previous king. But maybe I'm mistaken? But I think it's the same. She found herself in a completely foreign room. Probably the bedroom of a wealthy person, since the place was spacious and decorated with a lot of taste. Taste? I mean, aside from religious paintings, yeah, I guess. With a hand on her heart, she sighed in relief.
It would seem that everything worked as expected.
Carefully she made sure that she was alone before she came out of her hiding place and stretched her legs. She took that opportunity to analyze her new environment.
I was likely bought by a noble, but I must not drop my guard just yet. I know nothing about my owner.
Wow, already calling him an owner of yours? Damn.
Is it a man? Is it a woman? And most importantly, is it someone I can trust?
You dumb ass, you will trust anyone anyway, so, you know, it's not like that question has a meaning.
Considering my recent misfortunes,
which were caused by your own stupidity,
I cannot take the risk of falling to the arms of a violent lord or a liar.
Let's not forget that you also are that. The princess bobbed her head with wisdom, which there is not much of.
Here is what I'm going to do. I will only reveal my existence once I'm sure that the one who bought me is a charitable soul. In the meantime, I will continue to glean information, and at the slightest hint of threat, I will flee from this house to seek fortune somewhere else.
How about do it right now? Of course you are after his money. As she was hungry, Kionna sneaked in the corridors in search of food and lost no time in finding the kitchens left unattended. Thrilled by the opportunity, she stole a chunk of bread as well as some fruits because she could easily eat those on her way. Goddamn thief. Once her misdeed was done, she returned to the room. Then she slipped into her hideout, but not without dressing beforehand, of course. Stupid. As she was hearing all the noises around her, she quickly understood that she had reached the palace of a prince, king, and that he was the one who had purchased the furniture. And then she was like,
"Oh, I want him because he's rich. Ha ha."
King and his retainers hardly suspected her presence, so they are completely obvious. I'm guessing it was supposed to be oblivious at first. The sovereign would go hunting early in the morning and would only come back at noon in order to eat a light meal. He would then attend to his business and only return to his bedroom after supper. In his absence, the young Moor had plenty of time to explore the area and steal the pittance of the day. Goddamn thief. Disgusting. Since she was quickly becoming bored, oh what a surprise, she began to make the bed, put ornaments away and open the window to get some fresh air. How do they not realize? The servant who came to change the sheets and sweep the floor every afternoon would never stay very long, but she still noticed the furniture items had moved. Gradually, domestic staff started whispering that a ghost had elected domicile in the king's quarters. Holy crap, this music is loud in my headphones. I keep forgetting to lower the sound for some reason. And that objects would frequently trade places. The food disappearance was attributed to the same ghost, which was believed to have starved to death in the previous life. King himself was forced to pay attention to this little game, which fortuitously coincided with the purchase of the wardrobe.
Burn it! Burn it, man!
Since he did not believe in fairies, he suspected a thief or a or a rascal was playing a trick on him. I mean, technically she's kind of a thief over here.
I will catch this scoundrel red-handed and I will show him!
2 days later, he concealed himself after claiming that he was going to go hunting so that he could be sure once and for all. Kionna did not waste any time and quite innocently stepped out of her wardrobe, that dumb boss. She began to do a bit of cleaning as usual. The king stood there open-mouthed, and it took him a while to be able to fully understand what was going on in front of him. He nonetheless managed to come to his senses and leapt out of his hideout.
What are you doing in my room, young lady?
The heiress shivered as she did not expect to be confronted with her owner so soon. She had only seen him through the wardrobe's opening, so she was disconcerted to formally meet him for the first time. A new file have been added to the... I'm here for those files, to be honest. Tebaldo and Doralis. No clue what this is. Giovanni Francesco Straparola recounts in the first volume of the Facetious Nights, 1550.
Damn!
We are moving back in time so far. It's crazy. The story of Tebaldo, Thibaut in French, Prince of Salerno. That's Italy. Who wants to marry his daughter Doralis? Okay. The particularity of this tale is that it is a primitive version of donkey skin, even though the donkey is completely omitted. Yet everything is here. As in donkey skin, the dying queen makes her spouse promise he will only marry in a second wedding a woman who corresponds to an arbitrary beauty criterion. So not being very attractive, here being able to wear her ring, and her daughter inadvertently managed to fulfill that criterion, which encouraged the husband, only convinced to break the taboo of incest. Damn. Where Straparola's tale greatly deviates from Perrault's version is that Doralis immediately hides herself in her wardrobe with the complicity of her nurse to escape that grim fate. Without verifying its content, Tebaldo sells it to a Genevan merchant, okay, who carries it away on his ship traveling to England. Okay. The wardrobe is then sold to the king of that country, and man named Genese, I don't know. Well, the guy goes hunting. Doralis discreetly cleans his room, which he can't help but notice. I mean, you would have to be blind to not notice something like that. Thus he remains hidden to catch the culprit red-handed, but ends up falling in love with Doralis as soon as he sees her. Was she not attractive at all? Cause if this Genese falls in love, I'm really doubting his taste in woman. Anywho. Genese had a tan skin. I mean, I would say he's just, you know, black. He's black skinned over here, come on. Not tanned, but whatever. And the stature of a great lord, under the name of ebony hair. Two dark and grave eyes were gleaming. He looked imposing and much older than she was. Probably in his early 30s. Dude, if this is early 30s, then I'm 10. Which I'm not. She still found him handsome. And now we are going down. She'll start doing stupid things.
Apologies, my lord. My name is Kionna. I'm the daughter of French king and I came to seek refuge in your lovely country.
Why?
Why, you beautiful creature.
Beautiful, very doubtful.
What happened to you?
The princess was reluctant to answer, because she had revealed her story to her previous suitors. She chose to do the opposite. That way she hoped to ward off the bad luck that was hanging over her.
I cannot speak about my past. Oh, then get the fuck out of my place. Let me know who your father is at the very least.
I've been trapped in this wardrobe for far too long. As a result, I've forgotten his name. Okay, that's bullshit. Come on, man. If you believe that, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's such a terrible lie. You have to be dumb plus, like heck, to believe that. Although the stranger refused to reveal why she was hiding the furniture item, the monarch disregarded this small detail, for he had something in mind. Small detail? It's no small detail, mate.
Rest assured you are now under my protection. What am I thinking? I have yet to introduce myself. I'm called King Genesee. Oh my god. Come with me, I'll show you around my property. Which I will kick you out, hopefully, in 5 seconds. No? As cautiously as possible. Dude, if it was me, I would kick her out without a freaking second thought. And I'm not speaking just Kionna, like anyone like out of nowhere appearing like that. Get the hell out! Anywho, as cautiously as possible, he led her into the hallways and showed to her the main rooms of the castle. While they were talking, she managed to learn more about him. Will I have the pleasure of meeting the queen? Alas, I'm recently widowed. My late wife died as a result of a fall from her horse.
Oh, what a tragic accident!
Yes, it was devastating to me. We're riding in the mountains when her mount had an uncontrollable beat and galloped off. Unfortunately, it ventured to the dangerous area and the ground gave way under his hoofs. The dive proved to be fatal and the animal swept my beloved along. Cruel irony, she left without giving me a child. You will only find myself here.
My condolences. Oh boy. Here we go again.
You are very kind.
No, she's not.
You see, even though we're passing sadness, I still think of marrying again as soon as possible. I'm not an old fogey just yet, and I want to have an offspring.
Are you sure? Because you sound like you're like 70. That is understandable.
I could ask the same question. A young lady, such as yourself, should be married.
I'm painfully aware of the fact, my lord. With great regret, my father has always refused to give my hand in marriage to anybody. Bullshit. Just say that nobody actually wanted you. Come on. Except for your father. Okay.
So you are still a virgin?
Yeah. Okay. That's creepy to ask that. Kionna promptly lowered her eyes. She would have wished to answer her yes, because she had gone back in time well before her relationship with Tali, but she could not raise the experience with a wave of her hand either. Confused, she did little more than silently smiling, and James interpreted that as a sign of modesty. Which she does not have. His stern look immediately melted away, and he jovially took her hands.
You should have said so, dear. Would you not want to become my wife? That way our two hearts would not be lonely anymore.
What the fuck? The king looked at her one more time. Dude, like, how desperate are you? Come on, man. Look at her. How desperate are you? Come on. What is wrong with you, man? I could walk out of that castle and find 10 in 10 minutes. 10 better. Come on, man. The king looked at her one more time before closing his eyes with confidence. Kionna seemed an excellent choice. No! Young. No, that's a lie. The good-looking part is a lie. Still a virgin. How do we go about this topic? And endowed with all virtues. She expressed herself with ease, which gave her away her privileged upbringing. Yeah, that's a very big problem with her. And she acted very gracefully. To top it all, she was desirable. By who? Definitely not me. Which he quite liked. Dude, you have shit taste.
My lord, it is true. Please do not play a joke on me.
Oh, I absolutely sincere.
I do not know what to say.
Say yes, and we both will be fulfilled.
The princess had overcome so many hardships, which arrived because of her stupid decisions, for the sole purpose of becoming the queen, which she was not fit to be, that she hardly dared to believe her dream was handed to her on a plate. Yeah, it's kinda annoying. She had such a strong emotional response that tears furiously escaped her eyes. Jean C. may not have been an attractive young man like Griselda or Tawny anymore. I mean, I guess then you fit. You are not attractive too. But at the moment he seemed to be the man she needed. I mean, come on, anybody with money and she would just jump onto him in a second, let's face it.
I gladly accept.
Pathetic. The sovereign exulted.
Heart of my heart, my soul, my hope. Ah, we must celebrate our wedding as soon as possible.
What? Dude! Honestly, what is wrong with you? She's hiding the information from you about who's the father of hers and so on. Why? Why are you going with that? It's not even me not liking Kionna overall, obviously. You know, any woman like that, or any man acting like that to woman. Why would you want someone like that?
It's ridiculous.
Also, you met 5 seconds ago. Without further delay, he led her to the dining area where a retainer was quietly setting the table. The king beckoned her to come closer, which she did. Come on, the retainer is so much more attractive. Come on, man. Not to mention, also better in certain departments. Wink, wink.
Lady Kionna, this is Louise.
Dude, marry Louise, man. Come on, she's so much better.
From this day forward, she'll be your companion. She'll take care of you and will bend over backwards
to satisfy your every need. That's a weird sentence. The servant politely bowed down before her.
Pleased to meet you, madame.
I would like to celebrate our wedding as soon as possible. I will too summon my counselors at once so that we can prepare the ceremony. Louise, show the guest room to Lady Kionna. She will settle there in the meantime.
Certainly, my lord.
Now that I think about it, it still kind of bothers me, because it did bother me previously. How obviously she uses her real name everywhere, right? I guess everyone knows that she's the princess of this and that, and so on. How come nobody realizes what country she's from? I mean, it's not like there would be a lot of freaking supposed princesses named like that. And especially, I guess, with, I bet, the info from the father to be sent out that his daughter is gone. Her name is this and that. I mean, I don't get this. Anyway, overexcited. Yeah. Don't worry, I think I'm killing them. His crazy excitement with being excitement points on minus. Genesee kissed his betrothed's hand and walked away through the nearest door.
This way, please.
The woman called Louise did not seem very accommodating. She was not trying to start a conversation at all and would answer any question in the vaguest and most concise of language. I like her already. Kionna had to acknowledge that she could not get anything out of her. Good. Thus she let herself be guided to the corridors deep in thought. Are we sure about that? I mean, that brain is pretty empty. And very smooth. It was not uncommon for a girl from a good family to marry a man 10 years her senior. He's like 30 years for. She was therefore not shocked. On the other hand, she could not say this, and Darlene's situation was not filling her with apprehension, particularly when her future husband seemed so impatient. I mean, you were the same every freaking time, so like, shut up. A few hours later, it's so weird for. It's so weird. Should have not agreed. You made a blunder. Which is not surprising. A few hours later, the princess sneaked into the palace's gardens under the cover of the night. Also, that super nice looking garden. What the heck? This might be the best garden so far. Yeah, this is the best garden. Definitely. I like it. She was so consumed with anxiety and uncertainty that her heart was pounding, so she thought she ought to confide in someone to ease her mind. And who else could she turn to her but godmother? And she's like, oh my god, you again. She whispered to summon her, and the fairy materialized under her eyes in her usual swirl of colors. What can I do for you, child?
I'm well aware that you do not like being disturbed, godmother, but I really need to talk to someone. I cannot sleep, I'm preoccupied.
The creature chuckled softly with fire eyes on her.
No harm done, as long as you do not insult me.
Kionna immediately lost her composure, answered as a beetroot.
Junk inside, I'm more than willing to help. Speak, what are you so concerned about? Well, this is quite an embarrassing matter. Since you are a girl yourself, I was thinking that you might understand. Oh, I suppose you don't have this kind of problem as a fairy, I mean. Do not beat around the bush. I'm mature enough to talk about sex, if that is what you are trying to imply, god damn it. I was wondering, am I still a virgin? Well, well, well. Now that is an interesting question.
Mentally no, physically yes. I found the answer right now. Previously I don't know why I didn't have that answer when she was talking with the king. Whatever. I honestly don't care. What I care about is for her to finally have like some kind of turnaround and become like a proper person. And not that trashy princess.
Well, the issue is that Lord Genesee absolutely wants to wed virgins. He was quite clear about it. Considering that he proposed to me, I do not want to deceive him. But I have had a relationship with a man in the previous timeline.
Not only one. Slut.
Was that erased by my time travels? I don't know what to think anymore. The wedding occurs in a few days and I'm in anguish at the thought that he will find out whether or not I will have lied during the wedding night. He will surely see the difference, will he not?
The fairy placed an accommodating hand on her shoulder and stared at her with a mix of compassion and pity.
Since you want me to be frank, I shall be. I've both good and bad news for you. Start with the bad one then. No, you are not a virgin anymore. What is the good news? The good one is that it does not matter in the slightest. What do you mean? To clarify my statement, we'll need to revisit the meaning of the word itself. Virginity refers to two concepts. One on the...
Holy crap, we are getting into that topic.
On the one hand, the state before the flowering, on the other hand, the state of discovering something for the very first time. Okay, so we are basically getting to what I said. Mentally not, but physically yes. Right? We start from the idea of the flowering then. No, you have not lost your maidenhood, since the reality where you did no longer exists. Didn't you say previously that it does exist, but without her there? Oi. Oi. You totally did say that. I mean, it was re-zero basically, come on.
What a relief. Wait, you said I was not a virgin anymore.
The truth, princess, is that the flowering itself is a myth. There is scarcely any difference between the body of a virgin and the body of a sexually active woman.
What about the loss of my hymen?
My dear child, the hymen has never been a membrane synonymous with chastity, as they would have you believe. It is merely a skin fold of your genitals among others. You see, since the downtime, men have been obsessed with the idea of controlling women's sexuality in order to continue her lineage. A pathologic fear of infidelity pushed them to transform a mere anatomical detail into exact science. Do you know, for instance, that some women are born without hymen? How can you ascertain with exactness whether or not they are still virgins? No, do not answer it with a rhetorical question, goddammit. The only way to be sure is to ask them. What about that? Have you heard of lying?
Yet I'm sure that a doctor could examine his equipment.
A physician has no way of knowing if you have had intercourse. Those who claim otherwise are frauds. The father of modern surgery himself maintains that the hymen is not a thing that is constant or natural. In other words, it is impossible to demonstrate its existence. And yet the rumor spread so much that it is considered to be science in the eyes of some.
My husband is unable to tell the difference, Dan. It would be great relief, although I suppose I have no reason to worry if the hymen is not an irrefutable proof of chastity.
This is where the real bad news lies. Because your body betrays nothing, many will seek hints of the slightest deviation in your behavior. The hymen is not a physical thing, but it is undeniably a social phenomenon. Okay, I get it. Reactions and so on. I see where you're getting.
I see, but if I remain prudish and reserved, there will be no doubt about me, will there?
Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee anything. It depends solely on your husband to trust you. Okay, you know what? Just use your magic so she bleeds. For heaven's sake. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee anything. It depends solely on your husband to trust you. If he suffers from a paranoid tendency, you can be certain that the slightest irregular breath during intercourse will become suspect. Conversely, if he is accommodating, he will be able to act as you see fit. Isn't it this all the trouble I wish on you? Me.
I'm not imagining virginity to be such a complicated matter.
And yet, we have only alluded to one of the two definitions I gave you. Do you remember what the other one was?
I think it was about a state of discovery.
Exactly. Your body makes no distinction, but there is some innocence in experiencing something for the very first time. Yeah, pretty much. And you don't know what to do. Or more like, you know, but you have kind of no control over how you act. It's a funny thing. Once the unknown has been domesticated, it loses part of its magic. And this is exactly what is happening to you, princess.
It is true that in the course of my travels I become more and more disillusioned.
You've always been disillusioned.
I've lost my past innocence.
Have you ever had innocence, though? There is nothing sad about it. Each learning process gradually makes way to experience and self-confidence. A young painter can go into raptures about the apparent witchcraft exerted by his masters, but one day he will know how to use those same techniques in his creations. His art cannot become better, and he will in turn be able to train apprentices. And why are you talking about painters?
I still have a feeling that a part of myself died away. What has happened to the gullible Kionna whom Flo rebuffed because she did not know how to sweep the house?
You're not the same girl I met, that much is true.
Still very dislikable.
That Kionna may no longer exist, but another one has taken her place. A more mature Kionna. Yeah, you wouldn't go that far. Who'll perhaps know what she wants a little better. She's not mature at all. Your body may still be a blank state, but your mind is not. It is made of scars, wounds inherited from your different experiences and terrible choices.
So I'm a casualty of life, lovely. Thank you for cheering me up in the air.
You can lament, find it regrettable. That's not my point of view. Never forget that this is what makes you human. And garbage. No individual can be absolutely perfect and immaculate. If that were the case, life would be quite blunt. Even if you disavow her, I quite like the Kionna who is standing before me. Not my words, by the way. Remember, guys, not my words. The princess almost choked in astonishment. For her godmother to compliment her was not an everyday event. Taking advantage of her alarm, the three pressed an accusatory finger on the tip of her nose and snorted with amusement.
Go to bed, love, you need sleep for the big day.
And if you really feel that your husband wants blood, there is always the good old chicken liver technique. Do call me beforehand, I will help you avoid infection. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what she's talking about. Chicken liver technique. Okay, that's cooking. That's not... what? Okay, it's not... I don't want to dig into that. Whatever.
Oh no, I'd not even thought about it. I'm not pleased with Lord Tully, but he never pointed out to me. If the monarch happens to believe it, he's going to want to check the sheets.
A little bird tells me that it's going to be the least of his worries. Be a dear now and go back to sleep.
Yes, godmother.
With these teasing words, she vanished into the darkness. In before he was creeping somewhere around. Judging that her advice was quite good, Kionna complied, and the night chased her last worries away. Nope, he was not there. Okay, let's cut it for today. She's arrived in Italy, in Genoa to be specific. Achievement has arrived. The wardrobe, meet Genese, whatever his name is. 30% of people. Almost 31. Nice. Anyhow, as I said, let's cut it for today. I feel like today was a tame one. I was not very attacking. Then again, she's not done really anything that stupid except for accepting his proposal, but yeah. Yeah, let's cut it. We'll continue tomorrow, I believe. Consider liking, subscribing if you enjoyed. Always appreciate it. Of course, as per usual, don't be like Kionna, okay? In these terms, don't accept someone's proposal you've met 5 minutes ago, okay? Don't do it. Go on a few dates beforehand. And have a wonderful day. Bye.